Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to generate high quality image for surface body, that is 2D geometry. In the previous video, we had learned that how to use different methods that are available in ANSYS Workbench to generate high quality mesh as well as complex geometry, that is in 2D as well as in 3D. So learning in the video is local mesh controls are like sizing and face meshing. So we are going to learn how to use sizing for edges, face and body. Similarly, we have to learn how to use face meshing for face. Then create surface body using design modeler. Then use split face. That means how to split the faces by using this split face tool. Then meshing with washer and without washer. If you have a whole feature, then we have to use some other techniques to mesh this whole feature. For that, we are going to use washer, and how this meshing pattern will change with washer and without washer, we are going to learn in this video. Then another is mesh with bias and without bias. So this is another local mesh control available in this sizing. So for this I have prepared a presentation, and we will learn this sizing and face meshing one by one. And after this we have to learn all these things by using this ANSYS Workbench. The first is sizing. So sizing is recommended for locally defining the mesh sizes, right? So it is local mesh control, and you can only scope sizing to one geometry entity type at a time. That means you can apply sizing to a number of edges or number of faces, but not mix of edges or faces. That means uh, when we select any of these, that is edges or faces or body, we have to select only one type of entity. We cannot select mix of this entity, right? So we can select number of entity at time of same time. Then there are three type of sizing options available when we use this sizing options. So here first control, that is local mesh controls available with this sizing. The first is element size. It specifies average element length, edge length on bodies, faces, on or edges. So what is meant by element size? When it is asking for element size, it is asking for specific average element edge length on body, right? Then number of divisions. Before that, element size. If you know the edge length, then you can specify the element size. Suppose you have edge with length is 10 mm, then you can give the edge, element size is 1 mm. For this size, it can create 10 element, right? This is element size. And if you don't know the element size, edge size, then you can use number of divisions. So this number of divisions specifies number of element on the edges. That means how many number of elements or number of divisions you want on the edges. This is defined by using number of division control option. Then last is sphere of influence. So this specify average element size within the sphere. So first of all, we have to create a sphere by using center and radius. After this, we have to specify average element size. That means it can create that element size in a specified sphere, right? So first we have to learn about edge sizing. So when we insert a sizing local control, then we have three options, like we can select edge, we can select face, or we can select body. When we select edge, then it will be become edge sizing. So this is edge sizing. So here we have some local control under this edge sizing, that is bias type and bias factor. So what do you mean by biasing? So biasing means it is kind of uh, partiality, or it can be a inclination towards something, right? So here we can grade the element, right? If you want a small element at one of the end of the edge, then it can be possible by using this biasing type. So here we can grade the element, right? So first is bias type. So this is another control in biasing. The first is bias type. So bias type is grading of elements towards one end, both end, and other at the center. So these are the controls or options are given in bias type. So here you can see in this figure, the first type is your one end, right? So the figure is showing the large element size is shown at the left side of the edge, and small element size is shown at the right side of the edge. So this is your first option. Then another option is reverse of this first option, and third option is center. At the center you want a large element, edge size of the element, and then at the both extreme ends you want smaller length size of the element, right? This is bias type. Next, bias options. So under this bias tab you will find this bias option control. So here two options we have given by the ANSYS workbench, that is bias factor. It is a ratio of the largest element to the smallest element, right? So biasing factor is the ratio of larger element to the smallest element. That means uh, if your smallest element size is 1 mm and you have decided that your biasing factor is 5, then your largest element size will be 5, right? So in this way we can vary these element size by using this biasing factor. There is another options that is given in bias option control, that is a smooth transition. So smooth transition defined by growth rate, which is the ratio of size of an element with size of previous element. So default value of this growth rate is 1.2. We can vary up to the 5, right? So these two options or controls given this biasing option. Next is behavior. This is another local control given under this aging age sizing. There is two control under this behavior. First is hard, second is soft. So it means that the size or number of divisions is fixed on the edge and cannot be changed by the meshing algorithm. When you decide number of elements on the edges and you set your behavior is hard, then your algorithm is not going to change your number of divisions or number of elements, right, on the edge. Next control under this behavior setting is soft. So it means that the size control will be affected by proximity, curvature, and local remeshing during the meshing process. That means when your setting is soft, then it will affect or consider the proximity and curvature surfaces and local remeshing during the meshing process. So next is sizing, face and body. So there is three options. We know that edge sizing, face sizing, and body sizing. When we select any face, then it will be face sizing, and when we select any body, then it will be body sizing, right? So face sizing, we require one input like element size. So we need to define the maximum element size on the face. So according to this size, meshing of face will be performed. Next is body sizing. Again, for body sizing we need to define element size, in which we have to define the maximum cell size of the body. These two, the one of the inputs required for this type of sizing. Next, local control is face meshing. In face meshing, controls attempt to generate a map mesh on selected faces. When we select any face, then this algorithm try to generate a map, that is structured mesh on the faces. So first of all, it calculates the regions. Sometimes it determines number of divisions for the edges on the boundaries of the face automatically, and then create the face mesh. If you specify the number of divisions on the edge within the sizing control, the meshing application attempts to enforce those divisions. So it takes the sizing control inputs and makes the face accordingly. So there are three methods we know for surface body meshing, that is quadrilateral dominant, triangles, and multi-zone quadrat triad. So apart from these three mesh, we have when we use this face meshing control, then there is a methods another local controls like mesh method, internal number of divisions, and constant body. So what is mean by method control? So here we have two options like quadrilateral or triangles. So the triangle based split option is available only for sheet models. So under this method, you can see here, under this method setting, you can find two controls like quadrilateral and triangle based split. And next is internal number of divisions. So here is another setting is internal number of divisions. So this control is available or specify the number of divisions across the annular surface region when sweeping. If you have a region that is annular, then this local control setting is you will find under this face meshing. If your surface is not annular region, then you will not find this setting under this face meshing. So we have to define number of divisions across this annular surface. Next is constraint boundary. So here default is no. So constraint boundary control specify whether you want to allow the mesher to split the boundary of the map mesh region to aid in meshing of adjacent faces. If you choose yes, that means constraint boundary, no splitting is allowed. If you choose constraint boundary yes, then that means you are not allowed to splitting the surfaces. If you choose no, then do not constraint boundary, splitting is allowed. That means you are allowed the algorithm to split the surfaces. The default setting is no. So this is the general settings under this face meshing. So next there is again the advanced setting like vertex. You can say here you will find these three controls like specified side, specified corner, and specified ends. So here when we have any face, in that face we can find number of vertex, and that surface or vertex we have defined like side, corner, end, and these act as a controls for your vertices, right? So here vertex type is given end, side, and corner, and intersecting grid lines across the vertex is given, an angle between these edges. So for vertex type end, so here your end vertex, right? So here intersecting grid lines. So there is no another any grid lines available. So there is no intersecting grid lines, that is 0. And angle between edges is ranging from 0 to 135. So right. So here you can find your edge angle between edges is 90 degree. So it is in between 0 to 135. For side vertex, here is side vertex. There is a one grid lines available, right? This is the one grid line available, and angle between edges is 136 degree to 224, right? And third vertex is corner. So here is corner, and you will find two grid lines at first and second. These two grid lines intersecting to each other with angle 225 to 314. So this is angle between the edges. And here I have taken one of the example, that is seven-sided planar face. Seven-sided planar face. Here you will find the loop A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? This is the first case. In this case, this A, B, C, and D and E will be your end vertex, right? You see the side, again F is the side, and G is the side vertex. There is no corner vertex for case number 1. And for case number 2, C is your corner, G is your end, and F is your again side corner. So how these settings will going to affect your mesh pattern? So here when you select this pattern, that is all the side corners, side vertex instead of any other vertex, then it will create single checkbox meshing type. And instead of in case of 2, when we select other vertex type, then it will create 2 regions and mesh accordingly. So this is the difference between this vertex selection. So this will affect your mesh pattern. So here I have prepared, or I am going to demonstrate 3 examples of surface body in which how your whole feature can be meshed by using the washer, without washer, by the bias, without bias, and how the vertex type affect your face mesh. So let's start with your Ansible workbench. So here I have created 3 analysis system, that is structural analysis system, for how to mesh hole with washer, without washer, then how to mesh hole with using biasing, without biasing, and there is an advanced setting, that is vertex type. So we'll start with hole with washer. So here open your design modeler, and you have to create geometry first. For this, select XY plane, look at, click on sketching mode, and here create a sketch. The dimensions here, this is 25, again this is also 25. Click on this ISO ball for isometric view, then click on this extrude feature to extrude this sketch. It is asking for geometry, click on this geometry, apply, then give the depth, that is extrude up to 30 mm, click on generate. So here we have created surface body, right? The surface body is created. Then we have to create the whole feature at the top of this geometry. For this, create a plane at the top of the geometry. Click on this new plane, or before that select this surface, then click on this new plane, and here click on generate. So we have I have created the plane number 5 here, then insert new sketch under this plane number 5 and click on look at here. So here we have to create this circle and we have to create whole feature. For this, click on the sketching mode, select circle from the draw toolbox. Here your dimensions, here diameter is 10 and distance dimension again from center point to this edge is 15. And from this center to this edge this is again 10. Here 15, this 15 is 10 and here 15. So here I have created a circle for the whole feature. Click on the ISO ball and click on again extrude feature, select this geometry. Instead of operation, we have to select operation here, cut material, right? Cut material and generate. So here our whole feature is created. So we have to use this geometry for the meshing. Before that, let's create again washer. For this, select again under this plane number 5, again insert new sketch, select sketch 3 and look at, create new circle of diameter 14 here, and the dimensions 14, right? So here then we have to split the surface, because we have to apply this edge sizing on these edges of this surface. Therefore use tools and click on this face split. This is your target face, apply, and for two geometry select edge selector here and click on this circle, apply and generate. So here you can see, but click on this face selector and select this faces. So in this way we have split the surfaces, right? Click on this to hide the sketches. So in this way we have created geometry for our how to use washer around the circle. Then open mechanical window. So geometry is open in mechanical window. So here you can mesh. I recommend you to generate a default mesh setting. Using default mesh setting, generate the mesh first. So here you will see how the mesh is generated uh, across the whole feature. So there is another way to generate very good mesh around the circle. For this, clear this data first, and then insert sizing. Here select the selector first, then clear these two edges first, apply. So here couple of local control settings given. Here you can change type, element size to number of division, pair of influence, and vector of global size. So here element size, it is asking the uh, specified average size of the element. Then instead of element size, I'm going to select number of divisions. So how many number of divisions you want across the edges. So here suppose it's 12. So here software assists you to visualize the element size or division, right? So here you can increase or decrease element size, right? So this is the first setting. Then there is a how to use this bias type. I will explain you in the next example. Then generate mesh. So here again mesh is created, but there are some uh, elements which are created with very bad shape. So for so far I can again insert another face mesh for this washer. So it is asking for geometry. Click on this surface, apply, and there is no need to change, or we can select the inter number of divisions like 2 to 3. So here I am going to select 2 number of divisions in an another surface region. So click on generate. So you can see it has created two layers of filament across this washer or the another region again. But outside this area or region we will find a very disturbed or unstructured mesh. So to clear this mesh, again we have to insert face meshing, and we have to select the first surface and this second surface. Then click on apply. So here you can directly generate the mesh. So here the map mesh is generated, but we have to reduce the size of element from the global mesh control. Default size 2.71. I can change it to 2, and we can also change the element is sizing to 30 instead of 16. Then see the difference here. Again I'm going to change the number of divisions. Instead of 30 it is like 50. Then see the difference, right? So much better is mesh generated outside the region also. So here you can see the display style, by changing display style, the element quality here. Select element quality, and much better element is created. If we select aspect ratio, then most of the elements having the aspect ratio is near to 1, and only one or two element has the aspect ratio near to 5. So for aspect ratio criteria, it is acceptable mesh quality. So in this way we can generate very good quality mesh by changing the edge sizing or changing the number of divisions here. So this is the number of way we can use to generate the very good quality of mesh. So this is all about washer, how to use a washer around the circle or your whole feature and create a good quality mesh around the circle. So because most of the time the circle or the region around the hole is a critical region, and most of the times we require good quality of mesh elements to give the good results. So in this way we can use this measure washer technique to create the good quality of elements. So next is how to use biasing. So here I'm not use any biasing type. So next, in the next example, I'm going to use the bias type. So for this, open this. So I have created the second analysis system, that is hole with biasing. For this we have to create again a geometry for this. Select ZX plane, click on look at, click on sketching mode, and select rectangle here. Then do the constraint, that is symmetry constraint to the rectangle. For this select this symmetry axis, then select two edges of symmetry. Then again right click, select new axis plane symmetry axis, and select these two edges. Then give the specify the dimensions. So here the first dimension and second dimension. So for this first dimension is 40, or instead of 40 we can do the 50, and the second dimension is 40, right? So here again we have to create a circle for whole feature. Then select circle with the diameter 10. The diameter is 10. So our sketch is ready, and to create surface geometry, click on this concept. Before that, click on modeling, then click on concept, and click on the surface from sketches. So base object is our sketch. Select any edge of the sketch and apply. So here again click on generate. So our surface body is created here, right? So to use the biasing, we need to divide this surface into 4 regions. For this we require again another sketch. For this we have to create a new plane. For this select the surface, then click on this new plane and generate plane. And we have to create new sketch under this new plane. Click on this new sketch and set this sketch for the sketch plane for the sketch. Here click on the sketching mode and click on this line. We have to create line. By using this line we can split the surfaces. This is the first line. Again select another vertex for the another line. Select shape filter point here. Make sure that the P constraint should appear before clicking. So in this way we have created again another sketch for it required to split the surfaces. Then click on this isoball, then click on the modeling mode, and here we have to split the faces. So use the click on this tool, then select face split, and it is asking for target face. Select this surface, apply. For two geometry, select this. So suppose select this edge selector, then select these two edges, then apply and generate. So here you will find the 4 surfaces created, right? So by using this we will create a very good mesh. So this is the geometry we required for the create a mesh by using biasing type. So minimize this and open your mechanical. So here our mechanical window is opened with created geometry. So we have to make this model. by using this biasing type. So click on this mesh, right click and insert sizing. So here it is asking for geometry. Select a selector and select this all edges of this rectangle plate and click on apply. So here instead of element size, select uh, number of divisions. So instead of 1, I'm going to take 12 number of divisions, or okay, 12, right? Next, so here is the your behavior is soft. Instead of soft, we can uh, select hard one, and here the capture curvature and the capture curvature is set to no. Then last one, biasing type. So here we can select the biasing type. So here the first, there are 4 options: first, second, third and fourth. So here first option means select the first option here, and after selecting the first option, the biasing factor is there is 2 options in biasing option: the biasing factor and smooth transition. So select biasing factor, then if our biasing factor is suppose 5, then see the difference. So here is the difference, right? So here the grading is at the left side of this edge, and that means smallest element is at the left side of the edge, and largest element is at right side of the edge. So this is the difference. So next you can change to second option to see the difference. The direction is reverse. Then select third option. That means the large element will be at center of the edge, and then again the small element at the center of the edge, and the last one is no biasing. So we first use no biasing here, and you will see the difference. Then again insert sizing for the internal edges. Now select first edge and this second edge, apply here. Again insert sizing, and here select the another two remaining two edges here, apply, and click on generate. So here you can see very unstructured mesh is created. To create a mapped structured mesh, again insert face sizing. So select the face, apply, and generate mesh. So it has created very regular structured mesh because we have given the number of divisions across the edges. So it has calculated consider these edge divisions, and based on this it has created face meshing. So this is how we can create structure mesh across the whole picture. So this is without biasing. We can use biasing for this. We should know. I'm going to clear this data first, right? So to how to use this biasing, we should know direction of these edges. So click on this button, display edge direction. So here you will find how the direction is. So click on the first edges. So instead of these two selection, we can change the selection here, because you will find, notice, the direction of these two edges is similar, it's towards the circle. Therefore I'm going to change here. Then again so here you can see the element grading by using this biasing type using. So and for this we have biasing factor is 5. We can change it to 10 again, and select second edge sizing here, and for this select biasing type like this one, and change select biasing factor is 5 again. So here grading at the another side of the edge, so select other type. So So in this way we have created uh, the mesh by using this biasing type. So click on and generate the mesh. So here you can find much better mesh by using this biasing, and for this you can see the element quality by using the aspect ratio. So here very good element quality is created. Again we can change this biasing factor to suppose 8, again this for again 8, and generate mesh. So here you can see again very good quality of element is generated. So by using this biasing we can create good quality of element across this whole feature. So this is the example. It will demonstrate you how to use this biasing type and biasing factor to create to generate high quality mesh across this whole feature. So next last one is our vertex type. So for this I have created this geometry. This is a uh, this is our 7-sided planar face, and here uh, for this open mechanical window. So here and click and edit. So here our 7-sided planar face is open, and we have to mesh it. For this click on the mesh and insert face mesh, and say this face, apply here, and we have to use this advanced setting here. So for this we have two cases. The first case is this AB and DE is the end, and C, G and F are the sides. So here for as per our first case we have to select this. So for here is no need to select corners and ends, we have to only select the sides here. For this select first vertex, second and third, and apply and generate the mesh. So our algorithm will automatically find the specified end vertex, right? So for this again click on mesh and generate the mesh. So here the mesh is created as per shown in this figure. Only the element size is different one, but only one pattern or one checkboard type element mesh is created. We can change this size to 16 to suppose a 10 one, and regenerate or mesh the model again. So here you will see the same figure is shown in the this presentation, and here we have not select any corner. So for second case we have to select the corner at the C, end at the G and side at the F. So for this again I'm going to change the setting here. So here our side is, so this is our side, F is the side. So select the vertex, apply. For corner select this A vertex for corner, and for end select this vertex, apply and generate the mesh. So here you can see the same mesh pattern is created as shown in the diagram, that is case 2. Here we have given this corner, this side and this end vertex. So depending on these inputs, the algorithm has created two regions and meshed the one. So you can see these two different regions. So this is a we can say advanced setting is given in the face meshing. So you can use this setting and mesh the face accordingly. So this is all about these mesh control or local mesh control. The local mesh control in face meshing and edges. So we can use these side edge for the second type. Edge sizing, face sizing or body sizing. Similarly, we can use face sizing. In this face sizing, we have advanced setting like vertex type. So here, end of this video. If you like my video, please subscribe and share. Thank you. Thank you once again.